Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay. So this talk basically is because of the question asked to Venerable Ratapala, and Venerable Ratapala requests we discuss on these questions. So these questions were posed in English. Therefore, we have this talk in English to answer in the language most familiar for the questioner. Okay. So the first question: how should we practice in order to be born in Tusita? Okay. See which Tusita lah. If Tusita Kuching, then then you should always meditate there a lot. Okay. So anyway, no lah. This is definitely not meant to be like that. I sure it means Tusita heaven. So in the Majjhima Nikaya, there's a sutta called Sankarupapati Sutta. In that sutta, the Buddha said, anyone who has a strong faith, faith means faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and about Nibbana, about past, present, future, etc. Have strong faith, who have strong sila, good virtues, and good virtues, strong sila. And anyone who has a good knowledge, that means the mind has a lot of good knowledge. And then the fourth, jaga, generosity. Generosity, very generous. Do a lot of dana, not stingy. And then wisdom, especially Sayadaw said, especially it refers to vipassana jnana, vipassana wisdom. So anyone who are endowed with, or not endowed is not a very good word, it's a trained, well cultivated in faith, in virtues, in knowledge, in generosity, and in wisdom. And if such a person, if they constantly make aspirations, where they want to be reborn, whether human or heavenly realm, they want to be reborn among whether the nobles, whatever, whichever class, what kind of people, their wish can be fulfilled. Their wish can be fulfilled if they have a lot of strong wish, and the wish is supported by these 5 factors. So Tusita is a sensual realm, heavenly sensual realm. The first is Chatu Maharajika, then Tawatingsa, Yama, then Tusita. So that's not difficult if you have these 5 qualities and cultivate a lot, and of course without killing father, mother, etc. Without commit a very serious crime. Then supported by this condition and making constant aspirations and die with a clear mind, then not difficult to be reborn in Tusita. But Sayadaw always advises, when we meditate, we don't meditate with the intention to be reborn. We meditate with the intention to get out of this samsara rounds of birth and death. So don't waste too much time thinking where I want to be reborn. But just in case, if you have not done enough not to be reborn, then you have to be reborn. Then make sure you have these 5 faith, virtues, knowledge, and then generosity and wisdom. Knowledge can basically more on Dhamma knowledge. At least the knowledge about rebirth. You must know how the last thought moment works. Then with that understanding, it's still not powerful enough because there's only knowledge. If you have generosity and you have the penetrative insight knowledge, then you make aspiration, the aspiration can be fulfilled. Okay? Then the second question, awareness and mindfulness. Is it sampajañña and sati? Mindfulness, yes. Mindfulness is a specific word. You always use it for sati. The Pali sati, mindfulness. We use mindfulness. But awareness is too general. People just use it anything. So all people just use it. So but sampajañña is a specific word. Usually they translate as in the Nyanamoli's translation, they use full awareness, and some translate as clear comprehension. I think the word clear comprehension seems to be closer. Okay, but anyway, the mental state for sampajañña is wisdom. And sati, mental state for sati, mindfulness, is mindfulness mental state. So these are two different mental states. So what are the question just is enough to explain like that, but if I want to go further, then we explain further what is this awareness, what is this difference? Full awareness and mindfulness. What is the difference? So let's come look at the difference. Okay. Now as to the mindfulness, you always explain together mindfulness and clear comprehension. So mindfulness, it has a characteristic. Sati has a characteristic of sarti. He remembers. Thus he is mindful. Sata. He has full awareness. Full awareness is a different word. Sampajaññati is full awareness, therefore he's fully aware. Sampajañña. Okay, this mindfulness and full awareness, or we call or clear comprehension, as a personal attribute. It has a quality. Now we talk about mindfulness. Mindfulness, it has a characteristic of remembering. Remembering has a characteristic of remembering. Its function is not to forget. It is manifested as guarding. Guarding. Manifested as guarding. Guarding from defilements and etc. Okay, this is a mindfulness. Full awareness, or we call clear comprehension, it has a characteristic of non-confusion. Its function is to investigate. That's why it is a function of wisdom. It's a wisdom mental state. It's a wisdom mental state. It's not one level, it's deep into it. It's manifested as scrutiny. Scrutiny, 洞察, 或者是辨析. So it's function, investigate. So these are the things. So now this full awareness, the mental state is actually the wisdom. So again, we repeat. Mindfulness, it has a nature, it remembers. It has a characteristic of remembering. Its function is not to forget. It is manifested as guarding. Okay? This full awareness of clear comprehension, it has a characteristic of non-confusion. Its function is to investigate. and it is manifested, and there's scrutiny. So it seems a bit close, but actually it's different. Mindfulness, actually the word mindfulness is a very good translation. Huh? Your mind is fully there. It is the word sati derives from the root meaning to remember. It has a mental factor. As a mental factor, it signifies presence of mind, attentiveness to the present, to the present. But to the present is sometimes people don't understand it fully. Huh? What is the meaning of to the present? Rather than the faculty of memory regarding the past. Yes, you live in the present. It's not like 不是回忆, not remembering about the past. But you have to be careful in this aspect. Huh? When you practice recollection of past life, you are using mindfulness. Mindfulness, this is different. It is like when you remember something, you are happy, unhappy, you are thinking, oh, in the past I was like this, I was like, you are attached to that experience. The 回忆, that is a memory. But if you are practicing mindfulness towards the past object and future object, just like in the Anatta Lakkhana Sutta, past, future, and present object, you are still practicing mindfulness to the present. For those who practice Vipassana, they have this experience, they know very well. If you see the past life's object and you see the present life's object and you see the future life's object, it's the same. The way you apply your mindfulness to the present moment is the same. So in that sense, it is still mindfulness, it's still paying attention to the present because it's like memory bring forward. Now, one example I want to say this on, many people can misunderstand. Huh? It is like, what is the difference between attaching to the past and just learning from the past like history? When you play the video, let's say the Second World War. Okay, when you see the Second World War, it's about a past story. But if you pay attention with the mind of a present mind, mindfulness, fully mindful, okay, you don't get upset, angry, angry about the people like the Japanese invade Malaysia, you get angry. No, you don't. If you are mindful. If you are not mindful, you live in the past, you attach to the past experience. Oh, how can this Japanese invade Malaysia? Let's invade Japan. No, this is living in the past. You are attaching to those past experience. So, okay. So, this I have to be very clear because if it is... Otherwise, why should the Buddha give the instruction in Anatta Lakkhana Sutta saying that you pay attention to the past, present and future, internal, external, gross and subtle, far and near, the 5 aggregates. So this you have to have to understand. Many people misunderstand this and say that, oh no, live in the present moment. No, yes, you pay attention to the present, but if it is a past object, you still pay attention to the present. Future object is still future, but when you pay attention, you still pay attention to the present. But if you live in the future, oh, fancy. That is living in the future. That's not paying attention with the presence of mind to the future object. That's not. Please be very clear about it. Okay? Okay, huh? Wait. Okay. So rather than the faculty of memory regarding the past, when we say memory regarding the past, usually you want to think back and using a lot of thought process. Mindfulness is not like that. Mindfulness, even one single mind, you can have a mindfulness, just single mind. Without any deep, a lot of thought process, you can be mindful just like that. But the mind remember because it is fully present. Okay? So try to see the difference. The next time when you meditate more, this will be clear. And the sampajañña I have to explain. Now you know the mindfulness already. Maybe we have to explain a bit further about mindfulness. Just for your understanding. A bit further. Okay. Okay. About the mindfulness, you need to always refer to the Satipatthana Sutta. Otherwise, you have problem. Because people say, oh, I go and rob with mindfulness, the mindful robber. You cannot have mindful robber. A robber cannot be mindful if he robs. Okay? So in the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, the Buddha says, Katame Chattaro, he says, the Ekayano Ayang Bhikkhave, Maggo Satanang Visuddhiya Soka Pardevanang Samatikamaya Dukkha Dumanasanang Atangamaya Nyayasa Adhigamaya Nimbanasa Sachikiraya Yadidang Chattaro Satipatthana. Because this is a single way for the purification of beings, for the surmounting of sorrow and lamentation, for the disappearance of pain and grief, for the attainment of the true way, and for the realization of Nibbana, namely the four foundation of mindfulness. So when you talk about mindfulness, you cannot avoid the four foundation of mindfulness. Okay? Katame Chattaro. What are the four? Ida bhikkhave bhikkhu kaye kayanupasi virati atapi sampajano satima vinaya loke abhijado manasang. Vedanasu vedananupasi virati atapi sampajano satima vinaya loke abhijado manasang. Chitte chitanupasi virati atapi sampajano satima vinaya loke abhijado manasang. Dhammesu dhammanupasi virati atapi sampajano satima vinaya loke abhijado manasang. So what are the four? Here because a bhikkhu abides contemplating the body as a body with other atapi. Comprehension, sampajana. Mindfulness, sati. And having overcome covetousness and grief for the world. It's not uprooted, it's overcome. Don't suffer in greed and sorrow. Then, in the same way, you abide contemplating feeling as feeling with other, comprehension and mindfulness, having overcome covetousness is greed, and grief for the world. He abides contemplating mind as mind with other, comprehension and mindfulness, having overcome covetousness and grief for the world. He abides contemplating Dhamma object and Dhamma object, explain mind objects are mainly, with other, comprehension and mindfulness, having overcome covetousness and grief for the world. That means this mindfulness, it always associates with good state. It's not associated with bad state. You don't have greed, you don't have grief, you don't have, and you have a wisdom, comprehension is wisdom, and your object is always on the truth, on body, on feeling, on mind, and on mind objects, Dhamma objects. So you cannot do wrong thing with mindfulness. So the ordinary people understand awareness is a bit different. They say, oh, you can, with full awareness, the robber robs. With full awareness, the murderer kills. No. That is their way of awareness, the knowing. It's not this. Mindfulness is always good, and is always pure, and is always associated with a wholesome state. Then only you can call it mindfulness. Not the kind of in the tradition we say, some people say, oh, I never forget this person killed my father, this person hurt me before, I never forget. I mindfully revenge. No, it's not. This is not mindfulness. Mindfulness will not make you revenge, cause a revenge and do bad things and get involved in bad things. So this you need to understand mindfulness. Okay. Now what about clear comprehension? Which is actually the mental factors is wisdom. Okay. Look at the clear comprehension training in Mahasatipatthana Sutta. Okay. In the clear comprehension Mahasatipatthana Sutta, we have a sampajana pabang. Okay, in this sampajana pabang, let's see what the Buddha said. Very brief one. Puna chaprang bhikkhave bhikkhu abhikante apatikante sampajana kare hoti, alokite vilokite sampajana kare hoti, saminjite pasarite sampajana kare hoti, sangati pata chivara dharane sampajana kare hoti, asite pite kaite saite sampajana kare hoti, uchara pasava kamme sampajañña kare hoti. Gate tite nisine sute jagarite basite tumhi bhave sampajañña kare hoti. Okay, this is this morning we chant. Just the morning. Is it this morning? Sorry, I forgot. We just chant this song. Yeah, this morning. This morning we chant. Usually we chant on the. Usually we chant on Monday, but to this time we rearrange. We chant on Wednesday. Yeah, this is what we chant this morning. So what? Look at the English one. Again, bhikkhus, when going forward or returning, a bhikkhu acts in clear comprehension. While looking forward or sideways, he acts in clear comprehension. While bending and stretching his limbs, he acts in clear comprehension. While wearing his robes and carrying his outer robe and bowl, he acts in clear comprehension. While eating, drinking, chewing, tasting, he acts in clear comprehension. While defecating and urinating, he acts in clear comprehension. While walking, standing, sitting, falling asleep and waking up, speaking or keeping silent, he acts in clear comprehension. What does it mean? What's the difference from just the mindful doing? Yes, that's why the mindfulness and clear comprehension, the Buddha always use them together, join together. Because when you have this, you always have another, almost like that. But sampajañña is a bit further, a little bit further, because it is not only mindful, but penetratively. With what quality? 4 things. These 4 things you must remember in order to understand sampajañña. First, sattaka sampajañña. Purposeful. You are fully aware. Whatever you do with full awareness. Not only just knowing of his purpose as well. This is very important characteristic for efficiency of effort. People who don't practice this clear comprehension, they always end up doing a lot of things which is dissipating the energy, wasting your energy, squandering the resources. So clear comprehension of purpose. Even in this action, looking forward, sideways, like Venerananda. Make sure that every action, there's no defilements arise in the mind. So he practiced like that with clear comprehension. Bending and stretching the limb. For what purpose you do that? It's not only, I want to be mindful. Be mindful, yes, I'm mindful, I do. But with clear comprehension, I even do it not without reason, not without purpose. You see, it's one step further. The mind is penetrative. You can understand beyond the surface, superficial one. Further. It's not only general mindfulness. No. It's not only general mindfulness. It's further. Of course, later we can talk about how to train it, Yeah. So like that. Then the second, sappaya sampajañña. Actually, the translation is suitability. Clear comprehension, suitable or not suitable. But literally, if you go by the word sappaya, it refers to the supporting condition, helpful condition. So, is this helpful for a meditation practice? Is this not helpful for a meditation practice? So I think that more flexible translation, clear comprehension of suitability, I think that is good. It means suitable or not suitable, helpful or supportive or not supportive. These things. Is this a condition helpful or not helpful for our purpose? Just these two things, clear comprehension of purpose and suitability, it bring us a long way in our life. Especially when we practice these two clear comprehension in meeting. When you have a discussion or even the debate meeting, you will notice that your meeting will be short and efficient. You will not waste a lot of time hitting around the bush. No. Everyone practice clear comprehension of purpose and suitability, it will be very efficient. And if you meditate with clear comprehension of purpose and suitability, you will avoid a lot of dissipation of energy. This is very helpful. Just when you are mindful, you are penetratively knowing. So mindfulness, sati sampajañña, or sampajañña and sati. These two, when they come together, is very powerful. Then the third clear comprehension, gochara sampajañña, clear comprehension of domain. If you are meditating anapana, you are fully aware that your domain is this. So in the Visuddhimagga is given example, if the monks go for alms round, if you are aware of your domain, they will remember the meditation object, whether it's white kasina or whatever, metta or anapana, all the time, not forgetting it. Yeah, mindfulness is not forgetting, but this is not only not forgetting, it's a very clear comprehension. You're fully aware penetratively of what you're doing. What you're doing. With wisdom. It's a quality of mind. It is a quality of mind. And then you have this clear comprehension of non-delusion, asammoha sampajañña. This one has something to do with understanding of ultimate reality. Ultimate real, non-delusion. Whether you practice, at least start from nama-rupa pariciranya. Starting from there. So last time, when I first met Sayadaw, I asked him how to practice asammoha sampajañña. Please teach me how to practice. Sayadaw laughed at me. Oh, you cannot practice because you have not seen ultimate reality yet. You have to practice, at least you see nama-rupa. Then only you can practice asammoha sampajañña. But still we are teaching people, they try to practice something similar to that. But precisely speaking, if you want to practice asammoha sampajañña, you practice this to see until ultimate reality. Better still, you practice until patthana. Then, in great details, what is the function of this ultimate reality? We break our attachment to compactness, to this is compact, this is continuous, this is, all the function is done by one entity. No, this is not like that. Okay, so you break down this. That means we free our mind from the idea of nicca. This is permanent, this is happy, and this is self, atta. No, this is anicca, dukkha, anatta. So you are fully aware. When let's say you give dana, if you give dana with mindfulness and clear comprehension, you are fully aware. And let's say you have a asammoha sampajañña, then you will not attach to yourself as a giver, how great you are. You will not attach to your object, and you will not attach to the person, the receiver. If you do with clear comprehension of non-delusion. So this is 4 things. Purpose, your aim, the supporting things, suitable thing, helpful things. Whether it's helpful or not helpful, suitable or not suitable. It relates to the first one. Then your job as hand. What is your domain? You don't go outside. For example, when you are paying attention, meditating, then someone talking behind, then your mind forget the domain, go follow the gossips. Then you're forgetting your domain. You're not fully or penetratively aware of that, of your object. And if you, let's say people say something, you feel hurt. Why? Why must you feel hurt just because of some people say something? Joke with you or tease you, very respectful, sometimes maybe just for fun or maybe with insult, even with an insultative attitude. It's not for you to feel bad if you have asam moha sampajañña, because you have the I and you get hurt. So these two things are very powerful. One is the wisdom, especially the wisdom aware of the four things. Well, some people say, how am I going to be aware of four things? I will go a bit further before I go to other questions, because this is very important. So some people say it's not possible. I can only be aware of one thing at one time. No, actually it's not like that. For example, when you learn driving, I'm sure, at the beginning, how the coach teach you? Okay, this is the steering, learn about it. This is the brake. One by one, you learn clutch. When you want to, now they use the auto gear, very easy. The AI will do everything for you. Next time, no need to. But those days, you have to learn one by one signal. You have to remember many things. When you turn, you have to slow down, brake. You have to change your gear. You have to turn and put a signal and you're steering. Everything at the same time. You have to be aware of what is surrounding. How you come to do it? Because you get used to it. Everything comes together as a whole. So when the mind practice after some time, you get used to it. So how to train for it? So usually we teach people, okay, some people never practice clear compassion of purpose. Almost never. So sometimes they do something until they forget why they want to do it. So we just ask, every time you want to do something, ask yourself a question. Why? Is it suitable? Do I have an ego there? What am I going to do? What is my task at hand? So after you ask questions many times, your mind will be directed by your own questioning towards these four aspects. So after some time you get used to it, when you practice with full, even without words in your mind, with full clear comprehension, you will not deviate from these four things. So it's possible. It is possible. Don't worry. Driving is more difficult. Driving has more things to pay attention. And still you can do it. So this sure can do. So clear comprehension and mindfulness, sometimes very often people mix up because it is because they always come together. But when you practice, next time you see the mental states, then actually they are quite distinct. Okay, let's continue. So for clear comprehension, there's one more thing it might be helpful for you to know. The wisdom faculty. Okay? Pañña is wisdom, knowing things as they really are. It is here called a faculty because it exercises predominance in comprehending things as they really are. In the Abhidhamma, the three terms pañña, jnana, and moha are used synonymously. Same, it means the same thing. Pañña, jnana, and amoha, it means the same thing. Wisdom has the characteristic of penetrating things according to their intrinsic nature. Yatha sabhava pativeda. Intrinsic nature. Its function is to illuminate the object field like a lamp. Shine and make it very clear. It is manifested as non-bewilderment. Non-bewilderment. Not concealed, not crazy, not blur. Not 不迷惑. Its proximate cause is wise attention, yoniso manasikara. If you have wise attention, it's easy to arouse your wisdom factor. So sampajañña, the cetasika, the mental state is actually this pañña. Okay? So it is good to, when you know the quality of pañña is penetrative. When you see something, it's just seeing. Okay, you see a coin, it's just seeing. You know? But if it's a child who doesn't know this is money, the coin they even put into the mouth and bite, he wouldn't know this is money that you can exchange for things. You know? But the money changer will know exactly, oh, this is which country, which year, where was it produced. They know exactly, very well. This is, we call, like, you know, just on the same thing you see, but some people can see many things out from what they see. Similarly, wisdom is like that. Sañña is like perception. You just see this round. You just see it's round. You know, it's hard or soft. But what is further behind requires wisdom. So wisdom is penetrative. So mindfulness is not forgetting. The mind is always remembering the things. Presence of mind, fully there. The mind is fully there. But wisdom is not only fully there, but penetrative. More. Understand? So that is the difference. Okay? Okay, next question. I think anything is out to say for this. Okay. Okay.
We have questions, shall we save to the end of the talk, or should we ask?
Yeah, you can ask now. Yeah. Relating to this, you can ask. Yeah.
I'm not sure whether the question is about the difference between mindfulness and full awareness.
No, the question is simple. The question is this sampajañña and sati? Or is full? Is awareness? It doesn't talk full awareness. Is awareness and mindfulness equivalent to sampajañña and sati? The question is only like that. But I think it is advantageous to elaborate further, because this topic is very useful and very helpful for you.
Because normally I thought awareness actually is the very, very beginning. At the very beginning, even before we make any judgment and any comprehension.
Yeah.
So the difference between mindfulness and awareness.
Yeah.
What's the difference between these two?
Yeah. Awareness, even a robber can have awareness. You can do evil with awareness, but mindfulness is not possible. Yeah. But because it asks about the Pali term, sampajañña and sati. So that's why I say awareness. The question is about awareness. Awareness is not enough. Sampajañña is not awareness only. Sampajañña is full awareness, translated as full awareness or clear comprehension, which is a wisdom. Yeah. But if it's the English word awareness is just aware. The English word is very simple. The robber can have awareness, but the robber cannot have, during the robbing, they cannot have sati and sampajañña.
And also for mindfulness, I thought mindfulness can also be applied to evil thoughts, because in sampajañña it also mentioned that if you have lobha mind.
Yeah. Mindfulness you can apply mindfulness to observe the evil thoughts, yes. But the mindfulness itself cannot be evil. It cannot be associated with evil state. Is it the observing mind and the mind are different? One is the mind which is being observed, or evil mind can be observed by wisdom. But the wisdom cannot be evil mind. Evil mind will not have wisdom. So it's one mind observing another mind. Let's say when you observe, you got angry. Okay. Then you observe, I'm watching my angry mind. Why when we pay with mindfulness, we focus on the anger, we can help the anger to subside. Because the mindful mind is pure. So the anger is impure. Usually when the anger is continuous, it's very dangerous. It reinforces itself and becomes very powerful. When you pay attention to the anger becomes intermittent, cut off, by your mindfulness. Mindful anger until the anger subsides. Because the anger force cannot be continuous. So the mindful mind cannot exist at the same moment, with the angry mind. It's not possible. Mindful mind is always pure. But you can apply the mindful mind, pay attention to the unwholesome mind. That is okay. But by itself, it is not unwholesome. That is why you use the mindful mind. If you are mindful of the unwholesome, like the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, Dhammanupassana, you have a Nivarana Pabang, the section, or the 5 hindrances. If you are mindful of the 5 hindrances, you are cultivating purity. But in the Bojjhanga Pabang, you're mindful on the Bojjhanga, your wholesomeness cultivate even more. So mindfulness, when you apply on the unwholesome object, your mind wholesome quality will grow. If you practice mindfulness on the wholesome object, your wholesomeness will grow even further. So mindfulness is always good. You can apply on the good one and the bad one. Because mindfulness by itself, it is pure, it is good quality. It's a beautiful quality. So the English word awareness, we just put it aside. So that's why we have to say our sati, sampajañña, it refers to a very specific kind of... So the translation can never exactly fully get the translation, actually. Yeah, it's just we use a close word to translate only. Because the sampajañña refer to the 4 things. You are fully aware or clear comprehending the purpose, suitability, your own domain, and you are not falling into any moha. It's a moha, it's a wisdom. Like that. Okay? Yeah. So I'm answering actually more than the question. Okay? More the question. Okay, third question. How real is the concept of samsara, cycle of birth and death? Very real, very real. How real? I'm not convinced or denying about its existence. That's good. Not denying is okay. You're not convinced because it's not possible to convince by words. You have to see by yourself. But I choose not to believe in it. Well, not to believe in it. Okay. If it is not, disbelief is okay. Yeah. I think not to believe because I'm not sure, I don't know, it's okay. But to say I disbelieve, no, it is not. That's a bit dangerous. So what we don't know, we keep it open. We open mind. We don't say believe or disbelieve is okay. You just say keep open mind, it's okay. But to disbelieve something which you have not proved it yet, that is not scientific. Since I'm unaware of any evidence, I never met anyone with first-hand experience that suggests its existence. How do you know you never met anyone with first-hand experience? How do you know? You might have met many, but you don't know only. Because usually, if lay people, they are no Vinaya rule, but usually it's in the practice that the spiritual practice that people who see and know, they don't say like I see, especially bhikkhu, they are rules, restricted. There are reason. Because if you tell people you see and people say no, I don't believe it or whatever, and sometimes the person karma may not be so good. So usually the better way is to guide people step by step until the person proves for himself. Because nowadays there are many people, they even when they don't know, they just want to reject other people. So this is a bit. Right? This is why sometimes it is better to instead to tell people this and that. There are a lot of reasons. Later, if you are in the spiritual world for a long time, you start to appreciate the Buddha's wisdom. That the practitioner people, they don't quote their own experience. They can quote the text and whatever. So, well, it's very real, but you better come and see for yourself. It's very real as the sun and moon in the sky. If samsara is real, then I strongly agree that Dhamma practice is the sole purpose of life. Okay, it's very wise. Yes, then I tell you it's very real. Please come to do Dhamma practice. But if it is not, still I agree I should reduce my lobha, dosa, moha. But in that case, I feel the right amount of greed is needed to keep myself motivated. Does Bhante agree that the right amount of greed can make one's life more fulfilled? What do you mean by more fulfilled? If you say more fulfilled materially, yes, maybe. Your greed, you chase after the material things. But if you want to say more fulfilled in the sense of your life is moving towards better and better things, really purer happiness, and without side effect, then you cannot say cause of suffering can make life better. Yeah, the Buddha say, whatever is declared by the Buddha to be a cause of suffering, it cannot be otherwise. What is declared to be a cause of suffering, it must be a cause of suffering, because the Buddha is a truth speaker, is real. It's because of his direct penetration of the reality that this is a cause of suffering, that it cannot be otherwise. Cannot be. So greed is a cause of suffering. How can a cause of suffering make you more fulfilled? It only seems to be more fulfilled because of the greed. You work very hard, people go and earn money. Not to say you cannot earn money, but you don't earn money with greed. It's possible not to earn your money without greed. Possible. Just like it's possible to eat without greed. You just need it. You need your money to take care of, to provide proper medical care for your family members. So you work hard, you earn your money. It's okay. It's okay. But without greed, it's possible. So if you do without greed with clear comprehension, that means you will just do the necessary thing, just useful. But people who are with greed, even though they have no purpose already, the money is only a figure in their bank account because they cannot finish spending. Billions and billions. How can you finish spending all this money? So still they want to earn. Then sometimes it's great. But some people know. Some people say, I have no better things to do, so I earn my money and do my charity, give money away. That is also, it is possible, Don't say always the richest men are always greedy. No, not necessary. Some people, they give away all their money before they pass away. That's possible. So try to practice without greed. Okay. Later, I see there's another question talking about greed. They ask about greed. Yes. I want to link this question and another question. What is craving? Is there a difference between craving and desire? A simple desire for a favorite food, is that craving? How does that strong desire or favorite food lead to unfavorable outcome? Okay. Then for this question, I want to refer you to the Abhidhamma. In the Abhidhamma. In the Abhidhamma, you have this... okay, wait, I think I should show it here. Okay. You have this... sorry. Okay. You have 52 mental factors. Okay. In these 52 mental factors, first you have 7 universals, then you have 6 occasional. Then you have this number 13 mental factor, desire, we call chanda. Occasion, this is variables. It is not wholesome. If it is associated with wholesome mind, then this desire is wholesome. It produces wholesome result. If it is associated with unwholesome mind, it produces unwholesome result because of the associated mental states. By itself, you cannot say chanda is wholesome or unwholesome. Depends on what kind of thing it is associated with. Okay, so this is chanda. But the unwholesome mind, you have a lobha cetakasika, greed, lobha. So chanda and lobha are different. Okay, so if you, for example, you are hungry, you just need the food for your body. It's just chanda, not lobha. I remember when I went for charika, wandering, when I sweat too much, then the natural desire, I need salt. I just go to one house and because it's to ask for salt. I say I need salt. Then again, the person give me a lump of salt, and I mix with the water and then drink. We ask for salt, Otherwise, we get cramp. Sometimes I'll feel without the salt, we will cramp. So this is desire, chanda. And I don't think we have definitely I have no lobha for salt, Who has lobha for salt? I can give you plenty. No lobha for salt. So this is desire. So if you take your food, if you're hungry and you need the desire, you take your food, okay. But if you have a greed, some people overeat. What makes people overeat? Because of a greed. Greed, Some people overeat because of delusion also. Why? Because they I spent so much already. If I don't finish it, then it's a waste. So even though you have reached the maximum utility, the best utility, optimum utility, still you want to eat further until you get tired, you cannot meditate. This is overeat because of delusion, ignorance. You forget without clear comprehension, forgetting the purpose of eating. Okay? So this is the difference between greed and chanda, desire. So if you have only the pure desire, it usually doesn't come with a bad effect. But chanda, yes. And lobha, you will come with bad effect. How to know? When you lose it, when you don't get it, when it is not happening according to your desire, then at that time you will see the power of lobha. Oh, I suffer because I don't get what I want. Oh, it doesn't happen according to my wish. Oh, this person is not speaking in the way pleasant to my ears. Because you are greedy. Some people even greedy. They're greedy for songs or new good song. So when people don't sing nicely, you get very angry. Why? Because it doesn't satisfy your greed. Yeah. So like that, people get angry. One time when I was young, at the age of 16, 15 or 16, I went to one campfire, So at that time, people, our other school, they have a representative to sing. So I said, well, we were not prepared. Let's go and sing some songs to represent our school. Then they say, no, they are very afraid. We are not prepared. So I said, never mind. Why? I'm not afraid. So I go and sing. Then I lost my tune, Go another sound, because not prepared, not well trained, And then the guitarist don't have the music, don't know how to play. So I said, never mind, I will sing Ching Chang, plainly. So I lost the tune. Then the whole, everyone boo me, 200 people. There's a big campfire, in Malacca, Gajaberang, Buddhist group one. I said, why these people boo me? I just sing, I'm not good singer, but I have good heart. I want to sing for you people and represent my school. Why people want to boo me? I didn't feel, I said, well, they boo me, it's their business. It's not my business. So very quickly I changed my mind. I switched my mind already. If other people, they feel very bad. I feel bad for them. These people, they are not virtuous. People sing for you, not good song. Also, why you feel bad? So surely greed, because they come to the campfire to the greed for joy and pleasure. My song irritating their ears. So if you have greed, let me tell you for sure. If you have greed, these are the result. So it's here. I have good chanda for them, but they have a very bad lobha. So why don't suffer for people's impurity? No, don't suffer. I didn't suffer too much. When I go for eat, I eat a lot. Very, Well, anyway, at that time, my friends felt very embarrassed for me. Yeah. But it was a very good training. After that, I don't easily feel embarrassed anymore. Since that incident. Because there was an incident, 200 people, with my cousins, with, my all people, people feel bad for me. I didn't feel. So after that, I think all of you should go expose yourself one time for all the booing. One by one, come up here. Everyone boo, 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 boo. Until you no longer feel bad. No problem. You boo, you boo. I have no self. Then you become very strong. I am very thankful for that booing experience. After that booing, no feel bad already. Not easily. The words have come and gone. So in future, after that, if I experience something bad, I just feel, well, this is still better. I've been booed by 200 people. This is nothing. So don't suffer just because of how people behave. I think it's very stupid. Don't suffer by why people behave this way and that way and you suffer. Not necessary. But anyway, this is a side question. We'll go back to this one. So, this, if you have a very pure mind, pure chanda, then you will not produce a bad effect. But if it is a lobha, yes, when you don't get what you want, you suffer, you get anxious. Those days, I still remember I got very anxious when I come up to the stage because I care too much about how other people look at me. So I want to perform well. The more I wanted to perform, the worse I end up, very tense, couldn't perform very. Then I exposed myself a lot to this. Just do it again and again. Never mind. People look at me not performing well. Also, never mind. Do. Until this conquer this, the greed, self-conscious. I want to be seen as smart. Because of this desire to be seen, wanting to be seen as smart, make me suffer a lot. Stage fright. But when you overcome this, then it is okay. So this is the problem of greed. Small greed or big greed. But usually it starts from small. When the more you do it, more and more the greed accumulates. You see or not? So if you know the greed is no good, why justify a small greed? You say, oh, it's small greed, it's okay. Now try. Because small greed will lead to big greed. So like that. So but anyway, some people will say, well, if I have demanding myself too highly, I will suffer too much. No need, you just do accordingly. The important thing is what you cannot do yet. Don't justify it. If you cannot overcome this greed completely, yeah, of course you can accept that we are not anagami immediately. But don't justify is very important. If you because you cannot do it, you want to make yourself feel good, you justify, okay lah, it's okay, small greed. That is not good. You say, well, I accept myself, my imperfection, but I still have this greed, but this greed is no good. This is very important. If you say, okay lah, this greed is good, then it's a problem. Once you justify, you give yourself a reason to have greed, then how to purify? Very difficult to purify. Okay? Okay. So I don't agree. I definitely don't agree. Right amount of greed. There's no right amount of greed. Any amount of greed is not right. In the context of 5 aggregates, where lies the knower or the one who knows? Actually, it's the whole mind that knows. The whole mind that knows. All the mind and all the mental state know the object, take the object, inclines towards the object. But especially the mental factor of sañña, perception, that's the know. But when we know, we also feel. When you feel, you know better. So because of that, the feeling also actually is also know. But precisely is sañña. Feeling is more like you feel. And the consciousness by itself, we know. The mindfulness, know. The mind also, the wisdom, know. But know very penetratively. So actually it's the whole mind and mental states that know. Where it lies. The knower. Yeah, the knower is just the whole thing. Not the rupa, not the material. It is the mind that knows. The mind that knows. But with the mind can know through our body also. Through our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, etc. So we have a general knowing, sañña, mindful knowing, the mindfulness, and the penetrative knowing, the wisdom mental factor, and the consciousness by all. How important is it to be able to see past life in our meditation practice? By itself, to see past life, it helps us to know about rebirth. Okay? So this is important, to know rebirth. If you can understand, if you know there's a rebirth, then it helps a lot. That you know there's afterlife. You know that. So in that sense, it is important. But for us, it's not only about seeing past lives only. It is to see the cause and effect. You see? You can see past life like, I think Plato say he remember Plato, I think. Plato, if I'm not mistaken, Plato, the Greek philosopher, he knows 8 past lives. That's why he say human can have 9 rebirth, 9 lives. Because after 9 lives, you will not be reborn again. Why? Because I remember 8 lives. So this is one. So like that. So that is wrong. Of course, that's wrong. But at least you know that's about rebirth. Okay? But more important thing is to see the cause and effect. Cause and effect. Because this cause and effect understanding can help us to know dependent origination. And because of dependent origination is incompatible with all the wrong views. So when you have dependent origination wisdom, the main, like the permanence view, nihilism, atta, all these things will be done away with. Akiriya, this kind of wrong view, this kind of DT. These will be done away with. So this, for that reason, is important, because we need to have right view, samādhi. So you want to have samādhi, you have to overcome micchaditi. To overcome this, how to overcome? To see things as they really are. See causes and effect. To understand dependent origination. Okay? Is concentration the correct translation for samādhi? This is the best translation. I wouldn't say it is exactly. It's the best translation. The samādhi, the mental factors is ekaggata, one-pointedness. This ekaggata is everywhere, seeing also. Every mind has this ekaggata. Every mind has. As long as the mind is on the object. Okay, it's one-pointed. Even for one moment. But samādhi refers to very good ekaggata. Very good one. Very good quality. But especially absorption. But to use the word absorption also, absorption refers to jhana kind. But samādhi doesn't include not only jhana, it also includes the vipassana samādhi, khanika samādhi, moment to moment. So it is a bit. So if you use only absorption for translation, it is not good. So concentration is the best translation for samādhi in that sense. Okay? But ordinary, the robber also have concentration. You see? Samādhi, we can have a wrong concentration, miccha samādhi, you can have. If your mind keep thinking about all the bad things also, it's miccha samādhi. We call that, no? But usually when we say samādhi, usually we refer to samma samādhi, right concentration. So in that sense. So concentration is the closest word for it already. Closest word for it. But samādhi refers to that kind of concentration which is sufficient to produce, if we say samma samādhi, which is sufficient to see ultimate reality so that you can develop wisdom. So when we say samādhi, usually we refer to that level of concentration. So, but the English word concentration just, if you concentrate, study, okay, yeah, concentration. But study, we don't say this is samadhi. So, understand? So in that sense, samadhi is a bit further. Samadhi is a foundation. Sila, samadhi, panya is the foundation for the panya. So in that sense, this is samadhi. So concentration, ordinary lives also, the robber, they try to keep planning and in a very focused way try to do the bad things. They are also very concentrated. But this we don't call it sila samadhi kind of samadhi. That sila samadhi panya, that samadhi is samadhi. Okay? Only samadhi can produce panya. Miccha samadhi cannot. Okay? What is Bhante's comment with regards to the practice of open awareness meditation to one-pointedness absorption meditation? The one-pointedness absorption meditation practices have given me much stress and discomfort. Okay. Maybe because you are not familiar with the practice yet, and maybe when you meditate maybe with a little greed. If you are pure chanda, usually you don't get this. Because you want the result too much, sometimes you get stress and discomfort. So the problem is if you want to learn something new and you suffer when in the process of learning, what should you do? Should you stop learning? If it is necessary, you don't stop. If it is necessary, you don't stop learning, right? What do? You try to overcome the difficulties in learning. And overcome, if you, at the beginning of you learn, you make a lot of mistakes. When you cycle, you fall down. You know? So what you do? You learn until you know how to balance, until you no longer fall down. So you have to overcome your difficulties. So the stress and discomfort is to be overcome. That's why we need meditation teacher. Your teachers are there to help you to overcome these difficulties. So this is like that. But open awareness meditation, just general, is it sufficient for you to see the ultimate reality? This is the question. If it is not sufficient, if you cannot see ultimate reality, that means you need to cultivate more concentration, one-pointedness concentration, until you have enough for your penetration of ultimate realities. Okay? So you need that. So the idea is we have no comment about this. Because in the Jataka story, we have some Pachika Buddhas. For some certain things can arouse their awareness so much that within a short time they become a Buddha. How they do this? Because in the past they have practiced all these samatha vipassana umpteen times until they are so proficient at it, they just need a trigger to bring out the whole power of their wisdom and the storehouse of their parami. So, but the point is that you need to see ultimate reality. Yes. So ask yourself whether your open awareness meditation has enabled you to see ultimate reality and their causes. Namarupa and their causes. Ask yourself whether you have your open awareness meditation has produced you the 7 purification. First, sila purification of the mind, purification of the mind, purification of view, purification of overcoming doubt, which is dependent origination. You can see past, present, and future, and overcome the doubt about past, present, and future, past life, present life, future lives. So ask yourself whether your open awareness meditation has produced you these stages of purification. If not, then you need more concentration. So when we choose what we want to do, we don't choose based on it satisfies me, it pleases me, I feel good about it. No. You choose because it is sufficient, it is necessary. Yes. So you have to choose between the objects which, the training which can give you this kind of result. So based on that, you can choose. Yeah. Vipassana also, we have a different, many practice. Some people, they just using the 40-toe practice, 40 kind of contemplation. They are sufficient for them. Certain people, they need to practice the satakas and rupa sataka, arupa sataka kind of vipassana practice. Some people, even without that, they can achieve. They can realize. So you can choose, but you choose within the methods which can help you to achieve this 7 purification. Yes, you can choose. But you cannot say, I want to choose something which is, for example, you don't choose Tai Chi for your realization. Tai Chi is not meant for your realization. It's good, but it's not meant for your realization. It is good. It may satisfy you. You may like it very much because the Chi is very good. But whereas this practice, sit down and not moving, give you discomfort. But you have to do what is sufficient, which help you to achieve your goal. What is your goal? We trust that your goal is to achieve the understanding of the life, and so that you can overcome unhappiness and find true happiness. Okay. What is mindfulness? This is already explained. Okay. I've tried but learning Abhidhamma is just not for me. Would that be okay? You need not learn Abhidhamma by book, but definitely you need to learn. If you want liberation, you will definitely learn Abhidhamma by experience. I still remember when I practiced, when I was about to approach this vipassana practice, I went to my teacher, Power Sayadaw. I said, Sayadaw, should I spend at least 2 weeks or 3 weeks to read out Abhidhamma before I continue my meditation? Sayadaw said, no need. You just come to me and you take my instruction every day. So I did not really go through any proper systematic kind of Abhidhamma class. I did attend walk twice, some theory, but I didn't really go deep into it. So my Abhidhamma knowledge based on actually is through the practice. So you need not, if you don't like to burden yourself with too much, it is okay. But learning Abhidhamma, certain aspect is very helpful. For example, when we teach in Tusita, when I teach, or Venerable Buddha Rakita, or Venerable Dhamma Q&A, when we teach Abhidhamma, we always link it with your practice. For example, we talk about this mental state, how to use it for your practice. Usually we teach in this way, Yeah. So you can, if you want to teach Abhidhamma, learn Abhidhamma, just to memorize all the figures is very dry. Some people like it, but it's very dry. But if you like it, it's okay. Some people just like the numbers. Okay, it is okay. It is good to know that. It is a very good mastery of the subject also. But you can experience and practice until you experience for yourself. And then it is a real Abhidhamma understanding. Realize that I have been tolerating annoyances, like noises from next door, instead of fully accepting noises. How to bring forward the practice to develop acceptance. Okay, the first is the attitude. You ask yourself, can I do anything about this noise? You cannot. Since you cannot do anything about it, just train your mind to live with it in the best way. And toleration, actually toleration is good, but people mostly don't know how to tolerate. When they tolerate, they suppress. That's why they don't like tolerance. Modern days, people don't like to hear the word tolerance. Ren, they don't like. Actually, Ren is good. Tolerance is good. The real tolerance is without any side effect, without the heart bouncing back. That is a real tolerance. You can even tolerance with pleasure and happiness, knowing that this thing is a parami for you. It's an opportunity for you to cultivate parami. So, like that. So I don't see what is the difference between acceptance and tolerance. I think the real tolerance must have acceptance. You just accept it. Because this is the best way to take it. So accept it. So, how to bring forward? Well, simple way is just contemplate. What can I do? Anything about it? There's nothing better I can do. So, since not reacting is the best, the least harmful, so just don't react. So when you don't react, you are accepting. So that is the thing. Seeing things as they really are is accepting also. Is accepting also. Observing your feeling, just observe the experience, noise, sound. This is also one way. And allow yourself to pay more attention to the work at hand. This is also one way. Just ignore. This is also one way. There are many ways. Of course, there's another reason that noises are difficult to be accepted. Sometimes you may have a perfect attitude, but still the noises sometimes can come in the form of vibration which penetrate your body. It can go through our mind body. So that's, for example, a big engine noise. Very strong engine noise. Last time in Dunkirk, they have engine beside. Luckily, it's no more already. Now, that noise is too strong. Even though you have a best attitude very patiently, but still the noise vibration, it is real. It's touching, it's hurting your body. Come to your mind, come to your body. So that is also harmful. So if you can avoid. It's not only the blind acceptance. If you can avoid, you avoid. If you cannot avoid, then tolerate in the best way. Accept in the best way. So people use the word acceptance because they don't understand the meaning of tolerance. So they say, I don't want to tolerate, I want to accept. Actually, the real tolerance is tolerate with a full acceptance, without the reacting, without hurting yourself. That's career kanti. Is there mention of Fengshui anywhere within the practice? No, not directly, not exactly. But there's environmental wisdom. Knowledge about environment, 环境学, knowledge about environment. Even the Buddha under the Bodhi tree, at first he said facing the north. No, it's not right. The earth is moving. West, no. South, no. Until he faced the east, okay, comfortable. It's most balanced. Then he sit facing the east and got enlightened that way. And there's one monk, Meghiya. The Buddha, he was holding the Buddha's bowl and robe, passing by the forest after coming back from Pinapata. Then he saw the mango grove. Oh, the mango is very nice. Then he said, asked the Buddha, oh, I want to go there and meditate in the mango grove. The Buddha said, no, don't go. Wait until someone come. You don't leave the Buddha alone. He's a teacher. You don't leave a teacher alone. Like that. And he said, no, he said, the Meghiya Bhikkhu told the Buddha, of course for you it's okay. You have got enlightened already. You are liberated. I have not done my job. Buddha, you have done your job. So, I want to go. Please allow me to go. So if a student say like that, what can the teacher say? If a teacher not allow you to do, it's like the teacher is selfish, I have done my job. You have not done your job. I don't allow you to meditate. No. It's just that it's not proper for a student to leave your teacher like that. You wait for someone to hold the bowl for the teacher. But then the Meghiya put down the Buddha's bowl and robe, Sangati, the Sangati we put on the floor and walk away and insist on going. To that extent, during the Buddha's time, the people want liberation. To the point of offending their teacher also, they want liberation. How strong, huh? Of course, this is not right. But in the sense of the desire for liberation, this is I think this is good. But just that it's not proper. It's not the right time. Huh? You should not leave the teacher like that. So, after that evening, they came back to see the Buddha. Lord, the Blessed One, Bhante. So, when I was there, sitting on the rock, I have a lot of sensual thoughts. Sensual thoughts again and again. I couldn't meditate, no peace of mind. Then the Buddha said, yes, because why? In the past, in the previous, on that rock itself, he has a sexual act with a prostitute. So because of that, now coming back the same place, he respond, the kind of karma, the kind of vibration, the energy come out again. So because the mind has a lot of sensual thoughts. So this is what? You can say this is Feng Shui, environment. Certain environment and with you may be suitable and certain not suitable. Different. Everyone, they deal with a different environment. Some people, they like to see space, far and wide. Some people, no. Some people, they need to, greedy people especially, you need to lock them out in the same room, not look around. Then the mind settle. So, you can say this is Feng Shui, environment. So, we say environment, but not in the way of the Chinese Feng Shui. The Chinese Feng Shui, I think they have developed the environmental knowledge, sometimes to a great extent, sometimes to the point of, I don't know, or maybe misuse. Sometimes can be misused. But environment, yes, it's true. The Buddha says always in the suttas, you say, in the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, what the Buddha said, look at the Buddha's Feng Shui. In the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, what the Buddha said, Bhikkhus. How does a bhikkhu abide contemplating the body as a body? Here, a bhikkhu goes to the forest or to the foot of a tree or to an empty place. The Buddha always say this again and again. This is good Feng Shui. Nowadays, people say the iron in the air is very good in the forest. But Buddha already know. But the Buddha didn't say. But the Buddha say, oh, this is forest is good, cave is good, whatever is good. This is also Feng Shui. And there are certain rules about the monks. If you want to go to cemetery, bhikkhu, if you need to get the teacher's permission. If you want to go to cemetery, you need to get the teacher's permission. And to go to the forest, the deep forest, usually it is suitable for people who have such good samadhi, concentration. Why? Because certain deep forests, there are certain energy. If you don't have the ability to bear, you may not be, your mind gets shaken. You will have fear and things like that because of certain beings there, whatever. So this you can say Feng Shui, environmental knowledge, okay? But not in the sense of a Chinese way of understanding. Okay, so I think all the question asked has been answered. And I'm not going to take more questions because tomorrow will be the last day for the Chinese talks. Okay, so all the 13 questions all answered. Okay, finish. Any questions about the talk? No, Okay, I think that's enough. Okay. Let's share memories with all beings. And not to forget our Siali Dhamma also. Share memories with her. Idang me punyang asawa kaya wahang hotu. Idang me punyang nibbana sapacayo hotu. Mama punya bagang sabba sattanang bhajemi. Te sabbe me samang punya bagang labantu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.